So now in this video we are going to talk about null objects. Now in Cinema 4D you can use null object with the different ways, but right now we are going to start with the very basic. Now suppose if I've created one sphere like this, and then by holding control I can duplicate it. So press control and simply move this over here like this, and then let's decrease the size of it. Now what I want that this circle should rotate around this sphere. So for that what we can do, as I previously discussed, that we can parent object. So I can simply do one thing. I can select this pair, this pair, and I'll make it a parent with this pair like this. So now whenever I'm going to select this pair, and if I rotate it on this axis, obviously it's gonna, because this is parent with this one, so it will rotate also. But what will happen if I don't want to change the rotating property of this pair? That's where our null object comes. So how to create null object? It's very simple. Simply go over here and you will get this option called null. So null object is basically thing which don't have any physical appearance, but it will give you some coordinates like this. Okay, so these have also readings, like you can change the position of null object. As you guys can see, it's just a simple dot, and even if you press Ctrl R you cannot see null object, but it's there. Okay, so let's change the position to 0. Now this null object is over here. Now what I'm gonna do, you can simply name this null object. Let's call it as controller and hit OK, and we will bring this inside this pair. Now this controller and this pair, both of them are parent with this one. Now if you select this pair and if you rotate it, as you guys can see, this null object is also gonna rotate. If you see over here, this null object is also rotating. So now what I'll do, I'll make it value 0, and I'll select this pair and I'll make it a parent with this null object. So if you see over here, this pair is parent with this null object known as controller, and this controller is parent with this pair. So now if I select this null object, I can change the value of rotation, and this pair will rotate or look like this pair is rotating around this pair, but it's actually rotating with this controller. So that's the basic use of controller. Obviously we can use this null object concept in a different way and in a very creative way, but this is just a basic explanation of what is null object and what you can do with this.